Well, you finally made it. I'm so glad. Now, I've selected you because I know you have one of the highest IQs known to mankind. And, well, you know what I'm into. I need someone with a broad mind, a person that's going to share the same objectives as me. Yes. I've been working on this project for such a long time. I bet you're anxious to find out what it is. Well, I'll give you a hint. You know, as being a professor for such a long time, studying the sciences and everything that surrounds us and what builds the foundation of life. Well, with my scientific breakthroughs and hard work, I have realized that there's more out there than just reality. Yes. That's why I need you to help me in my project. Yes. You could say it's a mix between today and what is to come, or what has been. Yes. It's what I would call quantum reality. Not just based on quantum physics. No. It's based on quantum reality. What we perceive as being real. But actually, there's more to it than just that. It's that horizon, that portal that no one really takes the time to understand. I'll give you some examples here. Give me a second. I have here some paper. Now, this might look to you like an ordinary piece of paper, but in reality, it's a lot more than just that. You see, we perceive or we think of how everything around us is on a single platform. You could say, on a single unified platform. Even the greatest heads in knowledge and scientists have I've always thought of things without boundaries, but even then, there is more to that. You see, the boundaries on the paper. But it exceeds that, even vast majorities of expansion towards infinity. They had thought the universe was looked upon as just a floating, airless space. But we all know there's more than that. Well, that's why I've chosen you. Because I know, you know, that there is more than that. Yes. So, I'll show you, see, because with the paper, like I said, everything is unified and flat. But now, if I up things, let me just get out a piece of tissue paper here to show you a fact. Now imagine that this is the universe we live in. It's not like this paper anymore, just flat and unified. It's in constant movement. Yes, the universe is in constant movement all the time. Okay. How it floats and it turns. A wave of constant movement. Yes. It is in constant evolution. It retracts. It expands. Retracts. It expands. And sometimes what I find the most fascinating is sometimes it even separates into multiple different pieces and fragments. I do enjoy trying to understand the logic between this. See? This is our universe. And so many different pieces and shapes. And then it collapses. It becomes one unit in itself, but in a vast proportion. It can change like that in a moment without notice. That is what is so fascinating. And that is what got me to thinking, broadening my horizons again, which you will definitely understand. You see, we perceive everything as normal and logical, like the way we speak, our language, A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3 is just normal to us. But is it? Why do we speak? Why do we have to count numbers to understand what's out there? When we have all the answers right in front of us, but we don't see them. We don't see the answers. And that's because we are shut in to our own reality instead of thinking quantum reality and going further out and further. What if we had one universal language, one universal mathematical equation, that would automatically solve or evolve to what we are seeking, or what we need, I would say. Because as humans, we have so many needs and wants. But is that what is most important in life? We break our heads every day trying to understand the complexities of life, when we should really understand that there are none. It's just simple. And we overcomplicate. We overcompensate too much too many things instead of enjoying life and just relaxing. You know, as I said, when the universe, but we get another tissue here. Actually, when the universe reassembles, it doesn't overcomplicate. It doesn't overthink. It just does it. And that is what we should do. Like, you have sign language for people that are deaf. But actually, sign language is everywhere. We have images, we have, real physiological aspects and, well, how can I say it? Products, things, everything that we perceive or see with our eyes. Why do we have to add more to it? Why do we even have to speak of it when we just have to point? The world would be a much relaxed place if we talked less. I just pointed, And as far as calculations go and, trying to figure out all the currencies, the money, the logic between the banks and the investments and the whole thing, when everything could be just unified. Yes. So you wouldn't have to count your pennies like they say. $1 a day keeps the banker away. Oh no. It would be much easier if we just unified again our financial situations, and if they were in a real quantum reality, they would grow without having to stress on an average everyday basis trying to get by on what we have. Because we would have it all. Not at all. We would have the necessities, you could say. And whatever was growing or expanding, you see, would be like money in the bank that we could use for our pleasures and enjoyments of life. I have some more examples here, like light bulbs. I have just ordinary light bulbs here. I picked out a blue one and a red one. You know that we use these to get us out of the dark. Yes, we like the light. But again, we have to count on physical objects to give us the light. Besides, of course, the sun and the moon, which are irradiating our lives. So we add these physical things for when it gets dark. But what is a light bulb? It's just a light emitting energy. What if, in a flick of a second, a click of the hand, of the fingers, you could have a light that would shine pure energy without one of these? Could it be possible? Well, that's why I need you to help me. Of course it can. When we're talking quantum reality, we're talking about alternating and changing what we perceive in real life. Yes. Like, I have here some yogurt. You'll say, oh, this is just simple yogurt. It's just a very simple yogurt. But look, it has a strawberry on it. They have infused strawberries into the yogurt. Now, this is a physical thing. I'd say it's very simple, but if you think of it, it's very complex in its own way of how the two unities, the strawberry and the yogurt, have become one. You see what I'm getting at? They have become one. So they have altered the quantum reality. See? Like, if you ever saw the movie Star Trek, and when they were bringing these whales from the future back, from the past, I'm sorry. They were bringing these whales from the past to the future to save humanity. And on the ship, they had to build an aquarium. Well, they needed some, glass, and, they needed an aquarium with plexiglass to be able to fill with water. And that's when they joined aluminum with plexiglass. Mm-hmm. I like to call it Illuminix. That's my own little catch on it, yeah. But by physically joining the two, they created something new, which fascinates me. Oh, yes, I just love thinking of things like that. But we all know in our reality, it's not possible. But in a quantum reality, it could be done, you see. All we need to do is join our forces together and come up with a solution how to join the two together and make Illuminex. Physically, if we just melt them down and join them, they should create the product. Well, we'll work on that. But something else that's already in our quantum reality is, yes, an egg. You'll say, what does an egg have to do with quantum reality? Well, do you know how this egg was processed and how the complexity of creating something like this took? Yes, in a snap of the fingers, an egg was made. But isn't quantum reality something like an egg? What is inside, we cannot see. And if we didn't know what was inside, we would have a piqued curiosity. So what would we do? We would crack the egg open to reveal the secret inside. Yes. But what if the egg was transparent? We wouldn't have to crack it open. We would know automatically what it stores. So many things in life that we don't understand or we don't realize, like a pencil and a pen. See? Both separate. Both in their own little world. Not unified, but undefined in their own way. What if we could join the two? Because when you think of it, you never perceived pencil, pen, 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 so pen, pen, pencil. Pen, pen. The two are actually mixed already. That's why I had to explain to you. And if we put the two together, the pencil and the pen would have ink, but that you could sharpen. The lead in the pencil would be ink instead, but mixed in a way that you could use it it would be universal. But that's just an example, you see. It's all the things that I'm getting to that we overcomplicate in our reality, when in fact it's just so simple in a quantum reality. Oh, I never asked you if you wanted a pickle. I'm sorry. Would you care for a pickle? I always like to close my studies on a fun fact. That's why I do like pickles a lot. That's why I asked you if you would like a pickle. And I have here, besides just the pickles, I have here some chips. I want to show you something. I'll try and get a nice chip. Now, as you know, like I said, with the chip and the love of pickles with the chips, we all know that they've come out with the dill pickle chips. Now, isn't that quantum reality? The fusion of the two put together. Now that is quantum reality for sure. And in cooking and food, we live a quantum reality every day in our everyday basic lives. Like, you can't tell me that a chocolate chip cookie is not quantum reality. The mix of the two together in harmony or harmonized, you see. That is quantum reality. Like the chip and the dill pickle. Well, the pickle. Yes. Everything is just so obvious, but never noticed. Really. Like everything that could be be put together in a different way that would simplify things in our everyday life and help us enjoy life in a much easier way. So, I guess I'm gonna let you, give this some thought. If you want to join me in my new quest and revelations for the future. Yes, in our quantum reality, what is to come. And with your extensive knowledge and IQ, you'll be able to help me process and change for what is to come. Yes. So, stay tuned for what is going to be in store for our future. And you have to take care because we love you. And we'll be catching you maybe in the quantum universe. Who knows? Bye for now. Bye. Oh, these are not dill. Then I'm going to have to go to the store. I have a craving for dill pickle chips. Bye for now. Bye. Why do you make these bags so noisy? I'm gonna have to work on that. I'm gonna have to make a bag that is silent. Next project. What is it? Dill pickle. A dill pickle. I love the dill pickle. I pickle. A pickle here, pickle there, dill pickles everywhere.